What's good? What's good, baby? Life after the gunshot. We back at it another week again. Yo, what's good, brother?
Hey, we got 11 days till the 31st, I think. What's today? The 23rd. Well, now we down less than 11 days, man.
Countdown
I'm
is
ready for the
on. Countdown is on, brother. Pressure's on. Pressure's on.
I'm ready for the world to see the work. I'm ready
Man,
for the world to see the masterpiece, man. I think all the hard work we put into it. You know what I mean? Allah's going to bless us beyond belief. For the great work that we're doing that we're going to continue to do, man. I thought a lot about our conversation earlier about us doing work in South Africa and things of that nature. And after I got off that phone call, man, I felt the new sense of motivation. You know what I mean? And just, understanding there's so much more out here to gun violence than just, Washington, D.C. or Cali, you know what I mean? Or Atlanta, you know what I mean? We need to go back to our roots and really, really make, some change. You know what I mean? So after we finished that conversation, bro, I was feeling very enlightened and motivated and, you know, ready for that pressure, ready to create some pressure.
I mean, I think you're 100% correct. Like the whole conversation we were having about the effect of violence, gun violence, not just in the context of the United States, but globally and how it affects people across the African diaspora. And like our work needs to extend beyond just the borders of this country. We need to be doing work all across the world. So that's what Life After the Gunshot represents. It's a worldwide global movement. And before we jump into it, I want to say, once again, we have been affected by shootings across the country, mass shootings. And my understanding is at this point, there have been well over 100 mass shootings in this country, but the most recent ones in Atlanta and then in Colorado. But I think people don't understand that mass shootings occur just about every day in this country. And many of them just don't go acknowledged. But my condolences to the families and to the friends and of all of those who were killed in Atlanta and as well as in Colorado. And we just wish their families, um, peace and blessings. I know it's going to be difficult for them to get through it. And I heard one of the daughters on NPR today talking about the loss of her father in Colorado. And it's just, as we were talking earlier today, life after the gunshot is just not about one community, although we specifically focus on, cities in the hood. We also got to acknowledge that gun violence affects everybody, as we were just saying. So it affects every race, every gender, nationality, and ethnic group. So, with that being said, brother, yeah, we 11 days out. We appreciate everybody for the ongoing support that we had ever since we started, even, promoting this show, promoting the docu series, and we just looking forward to it and keeping the movement going. It's 7 days out, as we were just notified by one of our producers. We've been doing it so long, I almost forgot how many days
Man,
we're doing it. It's
my
crazy.
ass is said 11.
Yeah, I mean, look, Bush is out. It's crazy. Like, we just been getting it in, man, in the editing studio. So shout out to, our whole team, our whole production crew, everybody that's been part of our movement since day one. And so without any further ado, man, what you want to
Well,
say?
before we do that, man, let's take care of the business, man. Our new sponsor. You know what I mean? We got to shout the sponsors out.
There it is. You heard Love Always Wins. Shout out to my man Rallo. Love Always Wins. Y'all need to cop these clothes. This joint is fly, right? Y'all can't
Yeah, it
front.
is.
Y'all can't
It
front.
is.
Crazy.
It is.
Love Always
It's
Wins
dope.
clothes. Shout out to Rallo. Y'all can find him on Instagram. Love Always Wins. Hashtag that. Get his clothes, man. You see, we supported his fly. You know what I'm saying? Nice fit. Fits real nice. You know what I'm saying? Nice
Yeah,
logo.
you looking real cold.
How often y'all gonna see something that fly, man? That's embroidered.
You
You
looking
feel
real
me?
warm over that motherfucker.
You heard me.
And we definitely got to shout out the home team, Eat, man.
Yo,
We appreciate y'all for the support. It was just one phone call and they
that's
was
it.
with it, man. It took 20 minutes. You know what I mean? They said, "Nah, we got y'all, man. We want to support y'all." You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So salute to Eat. Go to Shoe City. Go to downtown locker room, cop, all their gear. They got some new things coming out soon. It's about to be summertime, so make sure y'all go get y'all eat a pair. You know what I mean? And let's keep it moving, man. Hey, I really want to salute, their team. I really think they're doing some special things in the community. So continue to watch out for what they doing, and you never know, man. You might see Life After the Gunshot partnering with Eat and making some shit happen. You know what I mean? So just keep your eyes open. Stay 10 toes down, and when the shit hit the street, I need y'all to go get it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be the hottest shit of the summer. You know what I'm saying? We stamping our names on it, and keep spending money, but keep saving money.
So shout out
Fuck
to
the
my
virus.
sponsors, E. Shout out to E, our sponsors, and shout out to my man Rollo. Love always wins, man. So in the words of Big, we gonna go into it like this. Got a story to tell, and we gonna bring on this young brother, who you introduced me to it. In fact, and I think he's been getting a whole lot of support around DC and in our movement in season 2 to support DC artists, particularly those that we are entertaining and being part of the Life After the Gunshot family and soundtrack. But we bring in artists that we like, and not only that, we bring in artists that we think are saying something, to have a positive message. And in fact, most of our artists that we brought in, if I'm not mistaken, up to this point, my brother, most of the artists that we brought in also have been survivors of gun violence and survivors of firearm injury. So, let's get into my man music. Let's drop it.
You changed on me. Swear these niggas be on the same shit. Them courtrooms be like movie scenes. The way these niggas go and try to flip the script. One day it's that's my bro, and the next day he done fucked this bitch. Last night he was on that ride and die, and a week later go expose the lick. One thing about when you doing dirt, you better know who you dealing with. Yeah, it's cool to go and create a team, but be aware who you building with. If the foundation ain't solid, when the test come, it's gonna kill that shit. Then all that hard work will end up being in vain and irrelevant.
Without any further ado, you know what it is. Let's bring him on. Antonio Mingo, let's do it, baby.
What's up with you, Slim?
What's good. Welcome to Life After the Gunshot.
Man, I appreciate y'all, definitely.
We got my man Big G in the house. Just said peace, fam.
Definitely.
What's up with you, Slim?
Shout out to our editor, G. So, what's going on, my brother?
Nothing too much, man. Still in the recovery stage, but it's a lot better. A lot better, definitely.
Yeah. Let's dive into that a little bit, and then we're gonna double back since you already kind of jumped into it. So, I don't know how much of you can explain what happened to you. I know you might not want to go too far into it, but just in terms of just describing, you have been a victim or survivor rather of firearm injury, and now you want to recover. You posted it on your gram so people could see it. It's like no secret.
Right.
So, what was it like to go through that?
Man, to be honest, it was a shock. Definitely was a shock. Never been shot before ever. So for it to happen the way that it did, it was definitely a shock, and adrenaline rush, all of that, everything. Of course, to be exact about it, it was my own family, to be exact, that actually turned on me and and attempted this on me.
Wow.
So
I'm sorry to hear that, bro. But what you're saying is not anything that we've heard that isn't, foreign to us in the work that we do. We hear a lot of times young brothers and young kings that we deal with, have been injured by people that are close to them. They could be in it. If they're not blood relatives, they still family, nevertheless, right? And I
yeah,
think often, in terms of like distrust, right? So like knowing that a person that was close to you, was the person that, injured you, how did that affect your trust?
man, it did affect it. To answer the question, it definitely affected it a lot. Because a lot of it stemmed from me protesting. Being a protest march organizer for DC. So like I said, this happened back in September, and this was after 2020. which was after, over the summer of, the protests and everything with
Right.
George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, all of that. So it was a thing where, just been having a lot of people, whether, I've had past history with as in friends, associates, old school classmates, things of that sort that, people just been trying to get close to me because they seeing me all over the news. They seeing me all over. And, I tell people all the time, man, I'm very humble. I'm just a vessel that God uses. I don't think I'm bigger than nobody. I don't let none of this social media or clout or fame, whatever they want to call it, get to my head. Like, I'm a people person. I love to help people. That's what I love to do. Help people, help the community. So unfortunately, you can look at yourself as, being humble, but other people, when they see you on that big screen, it's like they mentals look at you as being a bigger than what, you know, like they'll try to tell you that you changed,
Right.
per se. And it's like, nah, I haven't. But that's how they gonna feel based on how they're starting to look at you based on you being on other platforms and your stuff just growing.
Mm. So when you got hit, you remember what hospital you went to?
Howard University, the same one that Marvin Gaye was born at.
Okay. So that
Yeah.
process for you, man, how long was you in there?
To be honest, because I got shot in the middle of the night. I believe it was either the 26th or 27th of September. So it might have been the 26th going into the 27th because it was around like midnight, somewhere around that time. And get in there. And that following morning when I had my surgery, wasn't even able to talk to my mother on the phone. I couldn't even call her because they was ready to put me under because it was just, the surgeon, he was ready to hurry up and get it done. And he was just saying, based on where I was shot at, if they didn't hurry up and do the surgery, it could have been some long-term effects.
Mm.
Yeah, I see. I was
So I
going
can't talk to
down.
no family, nothing.
I was going down your feed, and I seen that when you were saying that, you know, you had to learn how to walk again. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
How was how was
I
that
had to
how was that process for you?
man, it was very emotional to be honest with you. It was very, because I'm a spiritual person first. So I mean, I understood it spiritually, but it's like still, physically going through it with your flesh, it's a task. It's a task. And to be honest, to this day, I mean, from the surgeon to the doctors to the nurse, because I had to go to 3 hospitals. A lot of people don't know I had to go to 3 hospitals because after being shot, which was in my femur, my upper left thigh, which is my femur bone, your main bone, and I'm learning all this as I'm going through it. It shattered it. So now I have a metal rod in my leg for the rest of my life. But when I got shot, it also created blood clogs around my lungs. So they had to
Mm.
give me 2 blood transfusions as well. So this would led me going to 2 other hospitals, which was White Oak of Venice, and which was the third one. And the second hospital was Prince George's County Hospital, PG Hospital, where I was born at. So
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
we familiar with PG.
yeah, very familiar. A lot of people don't understand too. Like you got hit in your leg, but all of the after effects of how it affected the rest of your body. I don't think people really grasp that you could get hit in your leg, but it could affect every other aspect of your body and move up to
Mm.
clots in your lungs, right? Where you could actually lose your life from being shot in the leg,
yeah,
right?
they
So,
actually had me on blood thinners.
wow. So through that process, right? I know, understand. The physics. We understand because we've been in that setting for a long time in the work that we do. But in terms of like the mental health aspect of it, like how did it affect you in ways like in terms of your mental health?
Man, it was a thing I couldn't even. I'm gonna be honest. I couldn't even operate in my flesh mentally. I had to really rely on God. Like I really had to rely spiritually because I'm be honest, my temper got bad. Going through the process, being honest, like my temper was bad. It was bad. Like, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like I was even getting a little disrespectful with my mother, and I don't even do that. But it was the fact that I was going through the pain. They had, like I said, I got screws in my leg. So it was to the point, it was kind of like being bipolar in a way, spazzing
Mm,
out. Then I'm turning around like, Ma, I apologize. I ain't mean it, because I'm just
right.
going through the motions, like literally going through the motions. And then I'm the type of person, I don't even like just on a regular day, I don't even like laying in the bed for too long. When the morning hit, I'm up 7, 8 in the morning because I'm trying to exercise, meditate, whatever. And so it's like when you in a bed, when you gotta stay there because you can't move. It was like I really had to rely on my spirit and God, like literally.
That's crazy. Did you ever feel like at a certain point, like that you got better or started healing from that just on the mental side, like your anger started to dissipate a little bit, or did you feel like it's still challenging you?
I'm gonna be honest. It humbled me down, to where it made me discipline myself. It made me decide to be obedient. What God was trying to show me. Granted, I didn't do anything to be in this situation, but spiritually, it's like I did do something to be in this situation. And it was just me just being hard-headed in life, not watching the people I'm around, certain things God was trying to show me, he had to sit me down, you know, being honest. And that's how I look at it. I don't have no, it's really not much anger towards, the individual who did it. It's just more like now I just pray for him, because you know how they say you live by the gun, you die by the gun.
Right.
And that don't mean nothing like me doing anything or trying to have harm. It ain't nothing like that. It's just karma. Karma has everybody's address. And
Who you
and so
telling?
I just try to I pray for that person, honestly. I pray for him, because it's just like for not what you did, like it's it comes full circle. But I'm just, man, like, I just was focusing on really healing and then being, like I said, being a protest organizer. I'm like, look, I got to hurry up, get back out here, for the people. So that's what gave me the motivation where it was like, all right, you got to get up. Your family, even, the other family, they relying on you. You got friends relying on you. And then protesting wise, meeting a lot of new people in the communities, they relying on you. So I'm like, I don't have, what I'm saying, the right to complain or just sit around or let this get me down. I gotta keep going. I gotta keep getting up.
So besides, of course, relationship with God, that's always important. Did you talk to any type of mental health specialist, a therapist, counselor, to deal with the triggers? Because I'm sure you have triggers after that experience. You know what I mean? Because the fight never stops.
Yeah, no, definitely. I did a therapist. Yes, I had to talk to two of them. Definitely. Um, and then one of my she's not certified, but I feel like spiritually she is. That's my grandmother. She's always telling me about God, things of that sort, keep me on the right path. So talking to her every day, and we just sharing the word with each other. And she's like, look at it this way. Change your mental, change your way you view things. Okay, that's happened. All right, let's move past it. And that's time to keep going. We gotta keep going. Heavy is the head that wears a crown. So I just move as a king, and it's like a lot of people, especially they so quick to want to talk about God sending them blessings, but they don't never talk about when God is, taking them through the tests so it can get them
Right.
stronger. So when the blessings come, you can appreciate it and know how to value them.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And actually, man, as you know, Miss Hardy forwarded me your information.
Yeah,
And so tell me how that relationship with Miss Hardy started, because I know she's real big in the community.
man, I actually known her for some years. Actually before she was doing the community stuff, or before I known she was doing the community stuff. I said it that way. But of course, like the shirt I have on right now is "Mad Making a Difference," what it stands for. So it's home based out of where I'm from, Suitland,
Sula.
Maryland. Yeah. So head guy for that is Prince. So that's my big brother right there, one of my mentors, all of that. Giving out, doing backpack drives for the kids, all of that stuff before COVID hit, doing all of that and feeding the homeless. So it was just always in my heart to do that. And just so happened we ended up stumbling across paths again because with her doing the Guns Down Friday for the communities, things of that sort. So she had actually put me on to you guys, your series and everything y'all was doing. And she was actually the one that linked me up about 2 years ago when Kevin Durant came down for the MVP thing. And I was out there as well on the news on Fox 5. She actually set that up for me. So she just always been just a great sister of mine, for real. Like really a sister of mine that just been looking out for me and just being what she talk about. Like she really is about what she talk about. That's her character.
Nah, that's true.
Yeah,
Shout out to
and
Miss
shout
That's
and
down.
shout out and shout out to Prince too, man. He was in that accident. And
Yeah,
I know he went through some trials and tribulations, you know what I mean? And, we definitely got to get him on too, man. So next time you talk to him, tell him, let's link up soon, man. I'm supposed to link up with him with our other podcast,
right.
Working Class Intellectuals.
Okay.
But we stopped recording. But tell Prince, I ain't forgot, man. So I'm going to reach out to him when he reach out to me. You know what I mean? Let's definitely make that happen, man. That's how I know he based out of Suitland when I seen the T-shirt.
Yeah, cause that man, look, I told him, he like, look, man, you got something, let me know. I take it and run with it. Like I grind for real. Like I'm the foot soldier. That's how I move. So like I said, outside of him, also just a little sidebar. This is what I had on. It's a Renze. So this is another clothing line by a black woman, and her last name is Renze. She graduated from Howard University. So I hope brand ambassador that for her as well. She's getting a lot of following in that from DC, of course, DC DMV area. Like I said, she, doing her thing with that. So, these are just people that, like how y'all have, these my sponsors every day. Like I said, these are people that rely on me to keep going and keep pushing, as well as my family.
So let's jump to the activism, man, because you talked about that a lot.
Yes,
So
sir.
like what sparked you into going front line and getting involved and engaged in the activism?
Man, it happened last year. I believe it was in May, if I'm not mistaken, right after the George Floyd killing. And I mean, I'm gonna be honest. It was a thing where God told me to move, and I moved. When I say I was literally sitting in the house, seeing the news, Channel 7 News to be exact. They was going live, and it was a gathering happening. It was a march about to happen, like just heat of the moment, like first ever. So I'm like, oh, this about to be a protest. I'm seeing people with signs, they gathering, people upset. So I got right on the metro. I hopped right on the train, like just dashed out the house. And I was expecting to just go out there just being like a spectator, because I'm like, never seen a protest before ever outside of like the Rodney King killing that was on tape like years back. So I'm like, but to actually be there in person to see it, I'm like, yo, this is a historical moment right here. So I was expecting to just go out and spectate. I get out there, and I mean, when they say God gonna make you move, that's exactly what happened. I look up, they got me leading the march. Literally. That wasn't even my plan. I ain't go to school for this. I ain't got no degree in this. I tell people that all the time, like, no history of this, nothing. Like, I just went out there and they was like, look, your energy good. We see you. Man, look, do you, and we behind you. And I mean, it was kind of scary, as well, because it's
Right.
like, hold up, like, I'm a humble person. I don't feel I'm bigger than nobody. So for people to be rallying behind me, like, like, look, I'm not Jesus, like, I don't, so that's how that happened, honestly. And it's just been continuous ever since, just on ever since.
So how you feel about in terms of, like a lot of people might come out, protest, go home and they in the activism world, but then there's other people that like they out there, they engaging in activism and it's like a real almost like a 10-point plan. Like this is the demands. Like when you out there and you protesting, like what's the end goal for you?
My end goal is be the change you want to see, man. Seeing real change, it's been a lot of people, like you said, they come out with hidden agendas. Um, and one thing people got to realize, protesting is just like around the way. The only difference is it's less negative, as in your whole intent of being out there, it's a reason. So as in say that to say, the streets gonna know, if you out there on some BS or if you serious about what you saying. It's going to show. And when it shows, you might want to make sure you being authentic, because they gonna check you. They gonna check you, So, and I try to tell a lot of people that I might see coming out there, and I'm like, all right, they'll be out there one little time, and then you don't see them no more. Then they won't come out
Right.
again, and I try not to really speak too much on this, because I try to just leave that behind closed doors. Just want to keep the positivity going, because a lot of people there try to feed off stuff like this. So I just try to, if it ain't nothing good coming out of my mouth, I just won't say anything. I might see it or pull people to the side, like, hey, look, check this on how you moving, and I had to learn too, because I made some mistakes myself. I
Like
made a
what?
lot of
What would you
mistakes.
say was your mistakes?
Not realizing, like, going back to the beginning, like when I led the first march, like not realizing that people was really behind me in whatever I do. And it was a couple of situations out there where, I'm gonna be honest, my attitude was starting to get the best of me, because we out there, DC police, they trying to have standoffs with us. They start targeting a lot of the leaders. They see you outspoken, they see that you bold, they see that you ain't backing down. It's like, it, you can go out there and be like, look, trying to be peaceful. But it's like, after you done got tear gas 3-4 times, I was, even before being actually shot, I was shot with a rubber bullet by the police, DC police, during the summer. So, it's like, it can change you. It can really change you. It's like you going to war in your own backyard.
Right.
And I wanna real quick, I wanna shout out Sean Dorsey. He's the ambassador for Adidas. He's a general manager at the Adidas shop.
Shout out to my man Sean.
Go out, man.
Yeah.
So shout out to Adidas, man. Shout out to my bro Sean, man. Appreciate the support.
Shout out Sean. Send us some gear, Sean.
Yeah, for sure.
But nah, man, what's interesting, like I'm doing this project right now, and we're documenting how many people have shown up to the hospital that have been injured by the police. And they come to the hospital, like you just said, you got hit by a rubber bullet or they get tear gas. And what we're finding is, like, either people who get injured in protest, they should have gone to the hospital, but they don't go, right? So it never gets documented. Or they go to the hospital for their injury, and the attending physician doesn't correctly code that they were injured by the police. I don't want to go too deep into this, but it's a code sheet called the ICD-10. And you can mark us like an international medical code sheet. You can mark off, injured by law enforcement. But we'll find that attending physicians will mark off that they just were assaulted without actually documenting that the assault actually occurred at the hands of the police. So when you got injured, even in that extent where you got hit by a rubber bullet, was it a situation where you should have gone to the hospital, but you didn't go?
Man, I'm gonna be honest, I'm a different breed. I'm gonna be honest. It wasn't like, thank God it wasn't an injury that I had to go to the hospital. But it was just a thing where it was some of the medics that was out there. Like, we had our own medics out there. And after, like, the rubber bullet actually burned through my shirt, where I had to take my shirt off, and then it left like a mark on my chest.
Wow.
But at the time, and it was like a slight wound, to where it was just, the medics just threw some Neosporin on it, gave me a little pain med, and I got right back out there. Because you gotta understand, like, we was in the middle, like, I can be over there getting shot with a rubber bullet and they trying to make sure I'm okay, but then you have another female over there getting whether tear gas and shot herself with a rubber, like, they didn't care. They just going at whoever. And actually, after me being shot with a rubber bullet, and it took them a good 5 minutes to make sure I was good, I got back up and I had to go pick up another lady, to be exact, a white lady, older white lady, just so they know it's not just all racism with this. Like, another white lady that was literally out there, trying to protect us as well, standing on the front line. And they tear gassed her to where she fell down on her back, and we had to pick her up and carry her around the corner just to try to put water in her eyes, or milk, they say, in your eyes, whatever have you, to, so she can see again. Because it really felt like a bottle of hot sauce being thrown on your face.
Wow.
When they tear gas you. So yeah, this everything that was going on.
So how do you manage, like, with all of that chaos going on? How do you stay focused? Because you got somebody over here getting tear gas, rubber bullets flying, police hitting people with batons. Like, how do you manage to stay focused and centered when you in the mix like that?
Man, I'm gonna be honest, it's like tunnel vision. Like I said, I meditate every day, I pray every day, and I always ask God, before I leave the house, even around those times, like, keep me protected, keep me focused, no matter what. So, when you get out there, so much going on. It's like, I'm not gonna say it's like a common spirit, but it's like you locked in. You know, it's like, all right, all that's going on, but you know, it's like, why that's going on, why that's going on. All right, where am I needed next? Where I need to help out next? Like, I'm just focused where I need help out next. If I see somebody fall over there, I'm run over there, help them. Okay, you know, and I always move with like a team of people, like 3 or 4 people with me, solid dudes, you know, that be right with me. And I'm like, look, move how I'm moving. If we see somebody fall over there, whether female or another king, hey, look, help them up, grab them up. All right, they good. Okay, we move on to the next. You know, we just keep going, keep going.
So let me ask you this: would y'all do the same thing for an MPD officer?
I'm gonna be honest with you. And I know a lot of people may disagree with me on this, but I'm just bold with it. I've said this even with having because I've had even a lot of people ask me stuff like, hey, you know, would you do the same for a white person versus a black person? And this is what I say with that. If you on the right side of doing what's right, it's either right or wrong with me. I look at it through God's eyes. If you out there for the right reason, you doing the right thing, you standing for what's right, and not just sitting back watching, because even sitting back watching and seeing something go wrong, you part of the problem as well, because you ain't standing up or speaking up on it. That's how I feel. I don't really put race on it. Granted, I do understand. Yes, I stand for the black community. We getting killed every day. But it's just the fact that I still stand on what's right and what God would want. So to answer your question, if that MPD officer is standing on the right side, I'm gonna step up for him. I will step up for him. Like, as in, if he don't have no ill intentions, it ain't no hidden agenda with it. It ain't no nothing staged. You know, you gotta watch all that. But if I see, like, because I've seen videos, people have sent me videos from different police departments in different states, areas, Atlanta, all of that, and you having officers that's really, you know, the Ahmaud Arbery situation, you know, officers really standing on that, having officers actually dropping their badge and their gun down, like, look, we ain't with this no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, officers like that, I'm with it. I stand on that.
Yeah, but if they dropping their gun and badge, they're not considered officers no more. You know
Right.
what I mean? And I think that, I think us as black people, us as especially black men, we have to be able to sit down and have conversations. That's the only way that we're going to be able to have any success, any type of truth in life. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of people are anti-police. And for me, I don't got no love for them. You understand what I'm saying? But I do believe that in order to keep structure in the country, in the world, we do need some type of enforcement, right? It might not be law enforcement, right? It might be us policing ourselves. You know what I mean? I think that we had to take our hoods back. We got to take our streets back. You know what I mean? The OGs in these neighborhoods got to stand up and say, nah, youngin, you wrong. I'm going to fuck you up if you don't get up out of here. You know what I mean? Us as OGs, we got to take that on. Because if we don't take that on, then we leave it for the blue to come in and fuck up everybody's life. You understand what I'm saying? Me and Doc talk about this a lot, man, bringing the rules back. You know what I mean? It ain't no rules no more. And if they are rules, youngest got different rules. You understand what I'm saying? I remember the conversation we had with with Rose. I think it was Rose. Oh, one of our guests, they was like, man, shit, if I was doing something wrong on the block, man, the OG would have been like, nah, get the fuck on.
Nah, that was key. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who said that? Like, it was rules to everything. Like, how you gonna have? It's like having a game and not having no rules. Who plays in games that don't have rules to them? You know what I'm saying? Every game got a rule, right? Or it's not a game. So I mean, we got to bring the rules back, and it's the onus is on the OGs to bring the rules and some structure back. Because without any structure, it's just going to be way it is right now, and it's just going to keep going in that route. So I agree 100%. What I do want to ask you, like, to shift a little gears and to pivot a little bit, like, let's go to the music. You know what I'm saying? We just played your video. You just sent us, some new music today. We feeling a lot of the music you putting out and producing. So did that come before that activism, after the activism? Did the activism inspire it? Like, how is that going down?
Uh, the song and video y'all played, um, that was before the activism, definitely. Like I said, I've been doing music since the age of 9. Me being 31 now. My godfather was a professional studio engineer. Did stuff for like background vocals and vocal coach for like Jodeci. Our family friend is Genuine. Things of that sort. So that's what really got me into it. To be honest, the song y'all heard, though that was on the what is it, the promo with Trey Chaney. Me and him, we from the same neighborhood as well, out Forestville, Suitland area, and that came after the activism. That song was after it. It's just like, man, after even after being shot, I was actually sitting on that song for a minute, and it was funny because I actually did that song before getting shot, and it's like going back listening to it. It felt like a situation how they say with Tupac lyrics. He spoke stuff ahead of time, and then you can listen to it today, and it's like, yo, this is like relevant. So I actually had to go back and listen to my own lyrics on it, everything. I don't even like listening to my music after I record it because I'm on to the next thing. But that one right there, I went back and listened to it and just hearing the stuff I'm saying. And then after being shot, just even the hook or the bridge on it, just like, I'm winning. You know what I'm saying? God already know how I've been sinning. Like, it wasn't the glorified sinning. It's just like, yo, it was me humbly saying, he know how I've been sinning, but he still see that I'm fit and worthy to keep me winning. That's where I was going with that. So it's just like, yo, this, all right. I'm
And
like, all right, God, I see what you're doing.
and I think we talk everything into fruition. You know what I mean? I'm a real big fan. God rest his soul of King Von. I feel like the youngin had a lot of, he been through a lot and he had a lot to say. You know what I mean? But a lot of his music was saying, I'm gonna kill him, I'm gonna kill him, somebody might kill me. And then look what happened. You know what I mean? So I think us as humanity, we need to be careful about what we put out into the universe. Because
Right,
one thing about it, it's gonna come back.
right. And
You know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
right. I would say that, we seen that with Pop, right? We seen that with Big. Look at the album names: Ready to Die, Life After Death, right? Even died before Life After Death came out. So yes, you gotta watch what you putting in the universe. So Anton, I want to know, like, you putting out this music, it's real conscious. You got a message to it. Like, how the people vibing with it?
To be totally honest, a lot of people are actually just, I guess, stumbling across my music in a way. Just finding out I'm doing music. Because to be honest, a lot of people, they like, you protest, it's like cool, but they don't know I've been doing the music for a minute. So it's like, people just starting to really get introduced to it, to be honest. Right now, I'm not going to fabricate nothing. I'm not one of these artists out right now that's, you know, booming just yet. That's the aim though. But people are just catching wind of it, definitely, to be honest with you.
How you feel like where the DC music is at right now in terms of just the whole city?
To be honest, and when I say this is not even talking about myself. This is like even outside looking in and witnessing from other artists, and hearing their stories. And not even just artists, but I have a lot of great connections with other comedians as well. Like just artistry across the board, singers, rappers, comedians, whatever you may do. It needs to be more genuine support. And I mean, I'm sure this, may fall on deaf ears. I'm probably the millionth person that done said this, but it just need to be. It's like it's more energy on artists beefing with each other versus wanting to build a bridge with each other. And my thing is always, you're only strong as your team. So if you're not even supporting your own people around you, but you looking at them to support you, you know, I feel like that's a little contradictory in a way. So we also have that as well. You know, you got people screaming, "Oh, they don't support me, don't do this," but it's like, well, what you doing for them? You know, and it ain't always about money. That's what I hate. I hate when people think that support is supposed to be about money. Like money plays a part in certain situations, but money ain't everything. Like you just it costs nothing to repost somebody's stuff. It costs nothing to even word of mouth. Like I came from the old school. You know, you sell the CDs out the trunk. You know, just boom, go ahead, get a hit, take this fly. I got a show over here. I don't care if it's an open mic, whatever. Here, take this, man. Come through, support. You know, bring your people through, whatever. You know, it's just no more of that. And it's like everybody trying to act like something they not. Either trying to act like something they not, or they already trying to act like they made it and they know they didn't. You know, it's like that's where the grind at. That's what shows the true artist at. That's how I feel personally.
So how about like with social media? How you feel about like, you got social media that's really moving people grind, but social media could be a gift and a curse.
Yeah, them exact words you said is exactly what I told one of my partners the other day. Social media, especially in this day and time, it could be that depending on how you're using it. And that's why like I try to make sure it's been many times, you know, I don't know if y'all noticed it, but I know a lot of people have certain pictures I have up I take down, you know, because it could be something even as like what the caption may say, because I'm like, to the point I really check myself now, like this that I'm posting, is this going to motivate a person or is this going to deteriorate a person? Is this going to make a person want to follow what I'm saying if it's negative and actually go do this? Or is it going to make them want to follow as in becoming a leader? Want, you know, they see what I'm going through, see what I'm doing, you know, and want to get up off their mama couch and want to go get it on, you know, go get it for real, the positive way. You know, like I check myself every day. I self-evaluate every day. So that's something like recently I've been doing. And then like after being shot, you know, it's like this my second chance in life to getting it right. You know, God didn't bless me to be here, you know, all over again when I really should have been gone just to be out here on some BS, you know. Like it's time for me to really speak up and when I talk, have something meaningful to say. Don't just be talking to talk.
So what's next for you in terms of your music and activism?
Man, definitely the music. I have a project I will be dropping this summer as well. Like I said, got Trey Chaney, actor Trey Chaney on it. He doing some real big moves just on the movie scene, definitely. And then I also have a feature on there with Nelly, the artist Nelly, his artist T Rail. I have a feature on there with him as well. And then also Kiera Simone, she actually from VA. So she's out LA, you know. So, you know, I have a lot of great features on that. I already have a video out right now. It was actually one of the remixes I did with Fats the Big Fella. That's one of my big brothers, you know, so from DC area. So that's what's going on with the music. Like we working and it's coming definitely. And then literally I say the next 2 months to be exact. Because it's like right after I get off here with y'all, I'm gone to the studio anyway. Like that's how serious it is. You know,
Man,
and
shit,
then
we
the
need you to make
activism
that.
thing.
We need you to make that connection with Big Fella, man. I've been trying to get him on here.
Oh, that's easy, man. Ain't nothing but a phone call. Literally, man, big fella, cool, man. You know, he moving around doing this thing, and he really doing the he been really heavy on the scene with the with the youth, with the basketball. You know, his kids. You know, his son doing the basketball thing. It kind of broke my heart a little bit with Tony Reds when he passed. Because
Yeah.
they had a podcast thing they was getting done to it, thing they was doing too. And Tony Reds was a big supporter as well, and trying to shine a light on a lot of up and coming artists as well. So he really had his heart into it for real. So I know that kind of was like a minor setback, slightly, but definitely for a major comeback as well. So big fella, he really been like really on this community effort thing as well. And being an OG, I call him my OG. He's my big brother because I mean he give me the game all the time, just how to move and certain stuff, what to entertain, what not to, what to expect in the industry, all of that. When it come, all of that. So
For sure. But you was talking about what's next to the activism.
yeah, so the activism piece, like I said, this summer, man, I'm kind of just playing it by ear per se. It's kind of like testing the wind a little bit, because it's like last year, how it was, things just got right into uproar. So you know, I'm kind of sitting back and just, you know, kind of eyeing it a little bit, also praying on it, meditating, you know, asking God what is it that he want me to do next. You know, because like I said, when I do the activism thing, it's not me moving in my own way. I'm really allow God to use me as a vessel. When he tell me to move, I move. If he tell me to sit, then I'm gonna sit. You know, if he tell me, look, this year ain't it, chill out, then that's what I'm gonna do. You know, but it's just all in whatever he shows me. Whatever he shows me is what I'm gonna do. Because that activism thing, a lot of people, they don't understand, like, when you really out there, you know, you can't take that thing for a joke, because I mean, you can go out there and really lose your life. You can go out there and, you know, it's serious. Like, it's serious. So, you know, I take that very serious. So I just make sure I'm moving in wisdom and at my own understanding.
So I think this is a great segue to get into. So you've been out there when it was Black Lives Matter, right? And you've also seen when the Europeans ran through the Capitol, right? Can you talk about the difference in enforcement that it was for the Black Lives Matter than what it was for the Europeans when they were smoking weed in the Capitol?
Well, let me tell you this. A lot of people don't know. Actually, the footage that they kept showing, I don't know if y'all remember when they was comparing the marches, when they showed the march at the Lincoln Memorial, when they had the whole law enforcement army on the steps. That was the march I led. That was me and my organization. And so literally what it was, that same law enforcement and National Guard, exactly what it was, they was all supposed to have been at the White House. And, you know, I also have video footage that actually went viral where, you know, I was giving a speech on it and trying to get people to understand and show them. And I was like, see, we moved them over here. And all we did was peaceful protests. The protests I did to this day, from photographers to even a lot of the law enforcement, the sergeants, the lieutenants, they know me by first name and last name, because they say your marches was the ones that nobody had to go to the hospital for anything. Nobody got arrested. Nothing. Still to this day. You know, and saying all that to say, but yet you had the president bring the National Guard, like, to the point, and this is the thing that they don't want to talk about. The mayor, she told the president to have them to leave. He totally disregarded her order and what she gave. And he had them to stay during that time. And then now here we go to, like you say, the Capitol situation, where we seeing video footage of them escorting them in there, law enforcement themselves escorting them in there. And I tell people all the time, I said, for them to even make it to the step, if that would have been us, it would have been body bags from that step, going down, all the way, probably back to the White House if need be. We wouldn't even have got there far. As soon as the first one hopped that barricade, it'd have been it. And that's just being real about it.
Nah, that's 100% fact. You know, there's no doubt about that. So, you know, like the killings, though, this is what I want to ask you, because the killings haven't stopped, right? Police still killing people. Like, since George Floyd, there's been over 100 people that have been killed by the police, right? So,
Yeah.
how do we address that?
Man, it's like, I can't remember which one you said it earlier, but police in our own neighborhoods. Because for one, it's a point now we see that law enforcement is really no need for them. They're not doing nothing but adding to the problem. Like, I'm saying, as in now. You know, I'm not gonna really speak on too much beforehand, but I'm gonna speak on as of now, since last year and things went in the uproar and things just been really at a all-time high of police killings. We gotta educate ourselves. We gotta police ourselves. Like good brother said, we gotta literally, like, the OGs gotta come back in full effect. It's gotta, you know, everybody scream that on the code stuff, but it's like, ain't nobody really on the code. You know, ain't nobody really doing it. It's just, you know, it's like a little wave everybody's saying, because nobody's really abiding by it. You know, if you see your partner doing something, or, you know, he ain't right, you supposed to check him. you shouldn't be trying to help still leading him down a hill if you see him already rolling down it. You know what I'm saying? Stop him if you can. But instead, we'd rather see that, let it happen, and then you want to be quick to wear an RIP t-shirt, or you want to say, oh, free my man. And it's like, nah. Where was that at when you could have stopped your man from happening to be free or even be dead on an RIP shirt? And I get it. It's a lot of older people, and I understand it, though, because it's a double-edged sword, I call it. A lot of older people, they're tired. You gotta be real about it. They're tired. They're like, yo, they kind of just gave up, to be honest. I've seen it. This stuff I've heard and seen with my own eyes and ears. They gave up because it's like, yo, we want them, just telling a young man to pull his pants up. Man, he got respect. I've been on the metro or even on a bus before. And I see, we be in public, and I'm seeing dudes, they walk around females with their pants hanging down, like as in older women. And they be like, yo, if I'm right there, I'm like, yo, pull, like they say, pull your bridges up, bro. That's disrespectful. Or even a conversation, a dude can be talking, bitch this, bitch that, bitch that. And I'm like, whoa. Homie right there with his daughter. Hold on. That's somebody's grandmother right there. That's somebody's mother right. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. And trust me, I know the street lingo. I know how it go. I'm even starting to get offended, hearing even the nigger word now when it comes to us kings. See what I'm saying? When I dress dudes now, whether I know them or not, whether my own people, whatever, it's like, what's up, brother? Or what's up, king? It ain't no what's up, nigga. Like, if you go back and do your research what the word nigga mean, we as men should feel offended just as much as females do when we call them bitches or if they hear the bitch word. You see what I'm saying? It should be the same thing. Like, it start with us having self-respect for us in our community. When we start doing that, a lot of this stuff we can cancel out.
Salute that. Facts. Well, what we gonna do, bro? We're gonna lighten up the conversation a little bit. Try to. We're gonna jump in this a few serious issues, but we're gonna try to lighten it up as we move closer to the end. So let's jump into it. So we're gonna start a little serious, then we're gonna get light. What you think about, the past mass shootings that occurred in Atlanta and in Colorado?
Man, it's sad, to still see stuff like this going on. Unfortunately, and there's no disrespect to Atlanta or nobody in it, but it's like, it kind of was like a waiting thing with Atlanta because, Atlanta having so much going on, and, even with the COVID stuff, they still was kind of like not abiding by the, the laws with COVID or, keeping the social distancing and all of that. It was like Atlanta just like they doing their own thing. So it was like it was only a matter of time before, that would have took place. So many people were out. You got to think with COVID going on, so many people, like everywhere else, messed up financially, to the point everybody relying on the stimulus, then that's the thing too with the last stimulus they just released. It's like they had stipulations on that where everybody didn't get it, so you got all that coming into place. So it's like we literally in our last days with people just on the edge, like they triggered. Anything can trigger a person. You never know. And mental illness is at an all-time high right now. And that's what both mass shootings you're talking about. Like, it starts with mental illness. People stuck in the house. COVID got a lot of things shut down, so people can't go out and do what they do. So it's sad. I mean, I feel bad about it. And it's just a hurting thing, man. I just pray for the families who's affected by that, definitely.
But one thing I will say is that the two individuals that did the shooting, they walked out in handcuffs. They ain't walk out in nobody's bag.
Yeah, I
and
seen
they
that
didn't
too.
look like us.
Yeah, and that man, that it's just man, that like they say, that privilege stuff, man. It's not cool. It's not, and I don't wish death on nobody. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, like you say, like even with back to the Capitol riot thing, man. Like, I need to be the same across the board. I'm gonna be honest. Fair game is fair game. If you going to harass and you going to kill blacks or innocent that ain't even doing that, but just off pulling us over, man, you got actual people committing a crime, shooting wise. why ain't the same happening to them?
It's white privilege, bro. White supremacy.
Yeah,
I mean, what else could you say? And I don't even call it supremacy. It's white inferiority. But
right.
I would say this before we move on, because you talked about mental illness. I was just taking a mental health first aid class, and an interesting statistic I learned in that class is that 1 out of every 5 Americans has a diagnosable mental health disorder. 1 out of every 5. It's facts. So if there's 5 people in the room, one person in that room has a diagnosable mental health disorder. So mental health is serious, pervasive disease that's affecting our society. So let's go to the next one. We can leave it right there.
Man, first thing that come to mind when you see that.
Betrayal.
What made you post that?
Man, my misery is my ministry. My test is also a testimony. So, like I said, using my platforms to motivate other people. Of course, a lot of other people may not have been shot or know what it is to get shot, but even just in a sense of people being able to see like, hey, he's still able to get back up every day and take on the day after going through that. So just letting people know, like, even people that may deal with stuff that's not as bad as that, just when you think you're going through it, there's somebody going through it way worse than you. Somebody's situation way worse than yours. And even with me going through that, it's somebody else. It's like my family, the other side of the family, hurt to see me go through that. But not realize another family that they can't even be blessed enough to say that, whoever they lost, is not alive to be able to, have this broadcast with y'all, be able to speak about this. They worrying about, they got to worry about funeral costs, things of that sort, So then to myself, it's also a reminder, when I go back on my page and I may scroll down and look at it again, it's a reminder. Don't forget where you came from. Don't forget how God saved you. Don't forget that you want a mission. Stay focused, so.
Yo, me and Che talk about this all the time. This quote, which says, don't judge my story by the chapter you walked in on.
Mm,
Because a lot of times people will assume they know your whole story and just got like a snapshot of who you are, right? But trying to make an assessment of who you are by judging the book by its cover. So let's jump to the next one.
Right here, right? Yeah. Hey, sir. So you can pull over to the right real quick. He gonna get out right here. On your right. On your right. Yep. Yeah. Yep. 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 Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. He getting out right here. Yeah. Do your thing, brother. You owe me nothing. You hear me? Just go ahead. Yeah. Be safe. Get to your family. You hear me? Yes, sir. Yeah. And we keeping straight to the light, through the light. Yes, sir. Yeah. I just try to be a blessing to people. You hear me? Like. Mind you, I don't know him from nothing. We met at the station. He was stranded like me. Yeah. But see, it's just that's how God bless you when you bless other people, God see that, he can be a blessing to you back, That's why that's why God been so good to me, man. I don't forget where I come from. I appreciate you too. Thank you.
So Antonio, explain to the people what that was about.
man, as crazy as it may sound, I forgot my phone was even recording it. That I went home after that, and when I opened my phone back up, I seen it, still recording, and I stopped, and I'm like, what in the world did I record? By accident. And when I looked at it, I said, wow. And so I said, man, let me put that up there. I said, It's crazy. But basically what that was, I was at a metro station stranded. I was trying to catch a train home and got stranded. I had to call an Uber. So the last train had just left, and another guy that I didn't even know from literally nothing, as you heard in the video, he was stuck. He had just got off of work. He was trying to get home, but he didn't really know the area. And this was at Suitland Station, to be exact, where it happened. So this was on, my side, really. So he really wasn't from the area, nothing, but I guess he had just moved in the area. He was trying to figure out how to get home. Then it was like 2, 3 in the morning. So, it was nothing running at all. So, man, I said, man, just hop in the Uber with me, man. And the way I was going home was actually, come to find out, en route to where he lived. Type of person I am. It was just all in, just standing on what I show on my platform, standing on what I really do out here, like being for your community, like, I didn't do it looking for nothing in return. There's no hidden agenda, no funny, just letting them know there's still some good people out here. So I try to be a blessing in every way that I can. Because I'm, like I said, after being shot, it's like this my second go round to getting it right, to doing my part. So that's what it was, Dude was just telling me, like, I'm trying to make it home safe. It's late at night. Like I said, being on that side of Suitland, and if anybody know, it ain't it's that side can get a little rough. So, if I can do anything to try to avoid anybody and also myself to make sure they safe, and like I just believe firmly, man, get home to your family. Just for me knowing that you got home to your family, look, I sleep well at night. And like that's how God do. When he blessed me to be able to have money to get an Uber, because I could have been stuck out there as well. But luckily I was able to have it. So I said, man, shoot, sometimes when God bless you, he'll over bless you to pass the blessing on to the next. He want to see if he can trust you with it. So the next go around, you'll be well off. So that's all I did, man. I just wanted to see that young man get home. And I'm just trying to be the change in my community that I'm always trying to preach to others as well. I gotta practice what I preach as well at all times.
Nah, I salute that, brother. Like, yo, that's the kind of compassion and humanity we need to be showing, our brothers and sisters out here like that level of unselfishness. Because a lot of people would have just been like hopped in that Uber and rolled out. 90% of people would have been like, I'm gone. And you get it, you gonna get it how you live. So I salute you for that. Let's get to the next one.
Over here, right?
This for y'all DC natives, but you gonna start, Antonio. 5 ways you can spot to somebody from DC.
I said 5 ways to spot a DC. New Balance. New Balance, definitely. Actually, New Balance or phone pauses. I say that. Also, let me see. If you wearing the North Face in the spring, you know what I'm saying? North Face in the spring, there's some, you just can't let it go. Like that. You can hear how he talking. He say slim or on mothers, something like that. What's that? 3? Was that 4?
That's 3.
That's 3. Okay, 2 more. The go-go music. Go-go the top thing. You let it go-go. Sometimes you catch them on the train, the bus. They had the headphones in, and they just, they beating their feet, doing their thing, their own little zone. And the last one, to be honest, I ain't really trying to be stereotyped with it, but it's a lot of dreadheads, on their little roster thing, doing their thing with that.
What would you say, Che?
He said a lot of them, but I'm gonna add everybody. If you're from the city, if you're from just DMV in general, you know about the CFE, you know about the Mad Chef, you know about the Hat Shop, you know about Crystal Skating Ring, you know about Ibiza, you know about when Dream. When the club was, I think it was Love. Then no, it was Dream. Then it was Love. What else, man? The curry out. Let me get 5 wings with mumbo sauce on everything. What else? Of course, the weed, the exotic. You know what I mean? That hit DC like a big ass wave. You know what I mean? Because a lot of motherfuckers say, "Yeah, I smoke, gas." But if you original nigga, like around that early '90s, 2000s, man, you was smoking fucking Reggie. You know what I mean? We grew up on Reggie. You know what I'm saying? We might have had the perk. I think the perk hit the scene. You know what I'm saying? But if you 88, anytime doing 88, you was smoking Reggie, man. Nike boots. Yeah, man, all the above, man. Everybody know about the BP on around 4th Street. Everybody know about the sale on Good Hope. Everybody know about the BP on Good Hope. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know about Anacostia. You know what I mean? It's just the farm, Berry Farm, the games. You know what I'm saying? Just everything, man. Yeah, Watts. You know what I mean? And one thing about it, especially in high school, man, the high schools used to have the little dances and shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody be standing on the wall or, you know what I'm saying, getting their freak on. Niggas wasn't dancing how they dance now. Niggas just sit on the wall and get grinded on. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's just DC shit, man. Ben's Chili Bowl. You know what I'm saying? You ain't a real native if you ain't spent a couple dollars in Ben's. You know what I mean? What else, man? Shit. Howard Homecoming. You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas was going to Howard Homecoming all over the city. And one time it be Howard. There was a lot of big brawls out there. Suitland Parkway. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't from this area, you know what I'm saying? You ain't know nothing about Suitland Parkway, the shootouts. It's just everything, man. It's a lot, bro. Iverson Mall. You know what I'm saying? Just everything. And it's crazy, man, because, when I think of DC, for sure, you know what I'm saying? DC is a city. But I think about like the DMV. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people from DC were in housing situations and they were shipped to Maryland. You know what I mean? And PG County, Southern Avenue, man, that's just an extension of the city. It's the extension of the city, man. And it's crazy because Antonio was talking about Suitland Metro, and I talk about this in the Dark Series when I say, man, nah, I walked from Iverson Towers to Suitland High School just to speak. You know what I'm saying? Antonio, you know how far that motherfucker is. You know what I'm saying? In the rain.
The Suitland Metro wasn't always there neither. Because I remember, coming back then, you used to have to catch the, I think it was the P12 that would take you. You had to go all the way to Addison Road. It wasn't no Suitland Metro.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, there it is, brother. Yo, we got your math. We got your math to put up. There it is. Yo, one last question, man. Why you call yourself War Baby?
Man, after this past, like I said, going through this gunshot, and after this past protest last year, it's like, what it was, I got that name, actually, to be honest, from Rowdy Rich, his song on his last album he dropped. And the last song on it is called War Baby. And like, you sit back and really listen to the lyrics of that and everything, like, that's how I feel I am for the community. That's how I feel I am spiritually. That's how I feel I am, like, being God's soldier out here. Like, I'm a war baby. Like, I'm a baby in the war every day. Like, so I carry that, like, wholeheartedly.
Oh, yeah, one more DC thing. Motherfuckers know about the scene. You know what I'm saying? The scene was a hole in the wall, one way in, one way out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I have one more thing. Everybody hate Alpo.
Yeah, fuck Alpo. Fuck Rachel. He's a rat. You know what I mean? Hey, but definitely, I see. Shout out to Tony Lewis Jr. I think he's throwing a rally for his father down on the Black Lives Matter Plaza. I want to say it was coming up. I don't remember the exact date, but shout out to Tony. Y'all go support him, man. He really trying to get his father home, and I can respect that, man.
Hold up, let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
Yeah, he really trying to get his pops home. I thought, they thought he was supposed to be a part of the Trump pardon, but I guess it ain't happening. You know what I mean? I understand because my father did 20 years, then he did 10 years. My uncle Kendall, fifth and no, you know what I'm saying? He doing 62 years right now. You know what I mean? So, you know what I'm saying? I definitely feel the struggle, man. So hopefully Slim Father come home and they can create some memories outside them walls.
Yeah, shout out to Tony. Shout out to the rally for his father, Free Tony Lewis rally, April 10th at 2 p.m. Where's it gonna be at? Black Lives Matter Plaza and Backyard gonna be performing. So everybody, come out, support that. No man needs to be locked up for 30 years. It's ridiculous. You need to be out of this. People out here that's murdered people that been only got 10 or 11 years for murder. So, come out, free Tony Lewis, support that brother. We need to see him out as soon as possible. And to my man War Baby, Antonio Mingo.
Yes, sir.
Last words, man.
Last words, man.
Man, look, stay God driven, man. Stay blessed up, stay safe, man, and let's keep the mission going.
Life after the gunshot, War Baby, Antonio Mingo. We appreciate you for surviving, being an activist, staying down in the struggle, man, and just being a positive overall, amazing young king, bro. We salute you.
We out.
Thank you, King.